Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Tuesday, April 17th, 2018. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the search for truth rules given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us, including the rule to contribute more to completing the assignments given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us, than each of us as individuals are taking or using or borrowing in the search for truth resources. To contribute more than we take is one of the significant and important rules for the search for truth community.
That's true.
As always, our foundational intention remains to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions. And here the discussion begins, because it is the assessment of the soul with the most topical awareness of the deeper, denser dimensions, the soul known as Pan, that soul stream. It is the Pan soul stream assessment that the deeper, denser dimensions are unworkable right now. It is the Pan soul stream assessment that the deeper, denser dimensions are unworkable right now.
That's
and
true.
What needs to happen is to acknowledge defeat and to evacuate the dead souls who are trying to get to the light but can't get through the collapsed astrals. And so to say the assignment is to create deeper, denser dimension worlds that work doesn't seem to acknowledge what Pan says is reality, and he is the soul with the most awareness, and to not listen to him makes it sound like we're not interested in what's actually going on.
That's true.
However, sometimes when we start somewhere and do something, then we are able to see other opportunities opening up, and Pan is in agreement that it's possible that after we evacuate out the dead who right now are sadly only contributing to the blockages,
That's true.
after we evacuate them out, maybe it will be possible to have upward flow so that the dead who continually die are able to get up and out, and that the channels, the intuitive channels of the presences who are supposed to be living in the dimensions in which they're experiencing primary sentience will have their channels blown up, at least during the rest periods, the sleep periods.
That's true.
Right now there is so much nature realm shouting.
That's true.
The crows, the hawks, the cows were making noise.
That's true.
What is it? What is it?
This could be like the other night during meditation when the frogs in the wet area in the woods were all calling noticeably loudly, and it seemed like they weren't trying to get the attention of anybody in this dimension. It seemed like they were trying to get the attention of presences upstairs.
Saying, we're here, we're here. It's possible. And now it's gotten quiet, which would support that theory, because when we get the correct interpretation, the message stops. That's how we know we've gotten the correct interpretation.
That's true.
And now suddenly I hear very little nature realms calling. Huh? There they still
There's a
are.
crow.
Right direction, keep going, possibly.
Yeah.
Upward flow, upward flow. I think the nature realms is saying, we know how to reestablish homeostasis. If you quit messing with us, we will get a biosphere back into balance. I myself whoever's speaking.
Yeah.
I myself doubt that because I watch where the aggressive plants just bowl over the less aggressive plants, and aggressive animals bowl over the less aggressive animals.
That's true.
And we think that the bullies rise to the top, unfortunately. And we don't think that that's actually the assignment, because often the more thoughtful presences are not bullying, they're quiet.
That's true.
Why do you ask? We can see that there is consensus about the need to evacuate the dead, and that after that consensus breaks down. But we also know that there's an awful lot of work to be done to keep the dead evacuating, to evacuate the existing backlog and keep it evacuating so that we don't have these dark, hellish places that clog with the dead. That's not desirable. It's not helpful to anybody.
That's true.
So let's just get them up and out and then see what possibilities there might be for creating deeper, denser dimension worlds that work for all categories of deeper, denser dimension sentience, not just for the ruling classes, and not just for presences of larger dimensions, which seems to be the current status quo. Is that the larger dimensions prevail. The larger the dimension, the more important they consider themselves to be. And we can relate to it if we look at it from any level. We could take the level of the ground zero host lives and how presences in this dimension consider themselves more important than bacteria. Humanoids feel themselves well within their rights to go get an antibiotic and murder bacteria whenever they wish.
That's true.
Why do you ask? It's getting quieter and quieter.
That's true.
Both upstairs and the crows.
That's true.
And now we have cardinals.
That's true.
Upward flow. What now? What now in order to evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions? What now in order to evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions? I think that's a tangle of vines.
Yes, I do. And the grapevine path goes up and it's hitting the cedar.
The cedar?
Yes.
Okay, we're not going
not.
to do that. It's like they head for the cedar.
That's what it looks like. They literally built a row of themselves to get to the cedar.
This is a perfect example right here. We have a cedar tree. Cedars are slow growing and they are definitely not bullies to their neighbors. And we have these vines that are fast-growing bullies, and these vines seem to literally target the cedar trees. We're here in what used to be a grove of cedar trees, and the previous humanoid inhabitants saw fit to let the vines murder the cedars. And there's one more cedar left in the area. Very unhappy cedar. When these hands cut the vines that were growing on it, it thought it was getting ready to die.
That's true.
And now there's some vines going for it again, as if targeting it. They've really had to put forth some effort.
That's true.
To target that cedar.
Oh, yeah.
What in the world? The answer to the question is aggressive vines targeting a non-aggressive cedar. Cedar is often used as symbols of wise trees.
That's true.
Why do you ask? What is it? We have crows who are saying something, but we don't speak crow. I'm really sorry.
That's true.
We have cedars who are also speaking, and we don't speak cedar. I am so sorry. We know they're all trying to say something, and what the cedars are saying seems like a really valid point.
That's true.
But that's all I can really tell. They're saying something that's important and we should listen to it. And the vines are carousing and basically saying, ha ha ha, cedar, we are going to kill you.
That's true.
Basically because they can. like those bullying policemen who were running over a raccoon repeatedly in a parking lot.
That's true.
I think the answer to the question is we should be listening to the cedars and not to the vines. And sadly, these vines, if left to their own devices, would kill that cedar.
That's true.
Somebody needs to get over there and chop those vines, and we will.
That's true.
Why do you ask?
You ask. It has to do with bullying.
What now in order to break the cycles of lying, cheating, stealing, and bullying in all dimensions? What now in order to break the cycle of bullying in all dimensions? What now in order to break the cycles of bullying in all dimensions? Especially the interdimensional bullying that is occurring in all levels of which we have awareness.
That's
What
true.
now in order to break the cycles of bullying, including but not limited to interdimensional bullying? What now? I think we just pump up these dead. There's a big opening right now. Maybe we can empty that whole kind of hellish pocket.
place.
Let's see if we can just press it on the sides like a bellows pump, and see if we can get it from below and the sides and just get it up. And then kind of toothpaste squeeze it up. And now it feels as though it's one of those caverns that's emptied out.
That's true.
And there'll be another cavern beneath it. But it feels like, unless I'm having a fantasy, that one just cleared.
That's true.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.